HBO's The Last of Us is easily one of the best video game adaptations I have ever seen. Before we start, I think it's important to give my perspective. I have not played either of the games, but I've heard that they are some of the strongest stories in video games. I also haven't consumed that much zombie media, just a few movies, so to me that genre is not overdone or generic. So that's where I was coming into this show. The Last of Us is easily one of the most successful adaptations of a video game, mainly because of how faithful it is to the game, or so I hear. I mean, Neil Druckmann is like one of the two creators of the show. So much of what I like about the show is owed to the game and Naughty Dog, but since I haven't played the game, I don't know exactly how much credit to give to the show, but whatever. At surface level, the production quality and detail is amazing. Beautiful environments and amazing cinematography, usually done with a hand cam, add to moments of horror and emotion, making the world feel more real. As a modern big-budget show, of course all of the zombies and gore are super detailed and believable. All of the scenery and locations are stunning, showing the world returned to nature without humans or governments. And in classic zombie style, several environments are shown in this apocalyptic lens. Forests, tundras, cities both abandoned and not, hospitals, and the ever-necessary mall. I love when things are overgrown in media. I don't know why, but I think that theme I mentioned of a return to nature is one of the best settings out there. So that's just the surface, and everything's great already. The characters are extremely unique and feel real, and the casting, particularly for Joel and Ellie, is perfect. And each of these characters has so much depth to them. The show explores the love a parent has for their child thoroughly through Joel, and his choices make you question how you might act in these tense scenarios, and whether his actions are wrong or right. Do the ends justify the means? And Ellie plays that role of the child, slowly teaching someone who has shut themselves off and appears to feel nothing how to connect again. The Last of Us questions a parent's unconditional love for their child, and a willingness to lie and do anything to protect them. The idea of desperation and the lengths to which people will go in extreme circumstances is omnipresent. Some of these characters are crazy. Even discussing actions as either wrong or right is ignorant, because everything relies on perspective. Whether you like it or not, you will understand the motivation behind every character, evil or not, and you will find that motivation logical, especially in such extreme conditions. Is selfishness something to be avoided, or just a guaranteed human trait? Every side character is developed carefully until you understand them, whether you agree with them or not, making you question wrong and right even more. Real connection between characters is rare in video games, so when it does happen, ripping those people away becomes infinitely more painful. Death is all too common, even for main characters, and yet you'll be surprised every time. The gloomy darkness of this apocalyptic wasteland is almost palpable, and these events are not for the faint of heart. There's some real sad stuff in there. And everything else is good too. A great minimalist soundtrack, excellent costume and set design, great rising tension and shocking moments. Everything is carefully polished and thought out. I can't think of a single complaint. Sometimes the dialogue feels a little too much like a video game for obvious reasons, but it's not a problem. Also, on another note, I think releasing episodes weekly is the right thing to do. It's just more exciting that way. I feel like if you have all of the episodes and you're able to binge them, you can't fall behind, so there's no motivation to actually watch the show when it's coming out. And then everyone you know is watching and talking about it, which is just great. They should do that more often. Maybe we'll see more solid video game adaptations in the future. Who knows? Overall, I fully recommend The Last of Us. I can't speak for the game, but I've heard great things. I believe they're working on a second season, so if you haven't watched it yet, get to it.